Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the June Keys Penguin Habitat. My name is Michelle. I'm joined today with Kelly and 23 of our penguins. Well, actually 22, because one of our penguins is going to get its annual physical. That's what you just saw me do. Take one of our juvenile penguins over to the back area, so our vet tech could actually pick her up and take her down to the Molina Animal Care Center. So if you ever wanted to see penguin physical, head down to the Molina Animal Care Center. It's right down those stairs. Make a right. It's that big building with all the glass. What we're doing here is giving our penguins their lunch. Now, my job right now is to record all the food that is given out by Kelly. And the reason why we do this is to make sure to keep good track of how much each penguin is getting. Now, we actually have some job shadowers out there who are doing the exact same thing, so we'll compare notes when I finish up here. But it's really important because we give vitamins to our animals as well as different types of medications, and for us to know who has what or who has eaten what and how much, it's really important because we need to make sure to see any trends. If all of a sudden we have a penguin that was eating really well for days upon end and all of a sudden stops eating, that's something that kind of triggers in our mind there might be something wrong. And any type of wild animal tends to hide any illness until the very end, and that's really a problem when it comes to managing these type of animals. So we look for minute changes in personality types as well as feeding to kind of make that decision to say, hey, we need to have the veterinarian check out our penguins. Now you can see that Kelly will offer food and then they will go, no, I don't want that. Right now they're actually in their migratory phase, and what that means is that they are very hesitant. You just saw Floyd take a fish, but he really didn't want to come all the way up. And it could be because I'm also on mic. He's very hesitant with the mic. But he is one of the animals that tends to want to be in the water during the whole migration mode and will only come up when he's really, really hungry. So he's coming back and forth. He will keep on doing that until we decide to make a call to say, okay, we're done feeding for this afternoon. They get one more feed today in the afternoon around 3:15, 3:30, and so any penguin right now, all the penguins have eaten, so it's not a bad thing that they're going away from us because they already had their breakfast. This is just one of their middle feeds. And everybody got their vitamins already. We give them vitamins because the food that they get is restaurant quality. But one of the things that happens with their food is that it is flash frozen out on the boat when it is caught. So that way it's immediately stopped from decomposing, and it's actually better for them when you do it that way. But anytime you freeze food, it does lose some of the nutrients, and so we augment that by giving them supplements. And they get a special vitamin that is made just for fish-eating birds. Birds that eat fish. That's another way you can say that. And so it is formulated just for these type of birds. Each animal here at the Aquarium of the Pacific does get some type of supplement, be it our sharks, our marine mammals, our marine birds, our fish. All of these different animals get some type of vitamin, and it's really important that we do this for their health. Just like you and I can take vitamins, so do the penguins and all of our other animals. Here comes Patsy on the right. So you can see that they're kind of like rushing the bucket. And then Kelly just lets me know that Fisher got a herring. That's Heidi there. Heidi's already had a few herrings, so the fact that she's just coming up. Is that Patsy? Or that's whatever. Whatever is an interesting penguin. She's our oldest penguin at 16, or soon to be 17, but she is also our pickiest penguin, and she only eats capelin. Most of the birds either eat one type of food or another. Very rarely do you have a penguin eat multiple types of food types. We have some, our youngsters, our juveniles, and we have a perfect example of a juvenile and an adult up on the beach here. That is Cleopatra on the left, and I think that is Gats on the right. And the way that I can tell, number one, from their backs is that they have little bracelets on that have unique number system that is denoted just for that penguin. But also I can tell by body size, as well as the fact that Cleopatra doesn't have that double black bar across her chest, and that is how you can tell a juvenile penguin. She was actually hatched in May, so they grow really quickly. She's almost the same size as Gats, but they have to grow that quickly because they do have to start fending for themselves right when they get fledged from the nest. And they have to go out and start foraging, and that's normally what would happen. They would leave the nest and just start spending a whole lot of time at sea trying to bulk up and get that food in their system. Here they have it easy. We bring their bucket, or we bring their fish to their exhibit. Now, Floyd doesn't like to actually take food from us. He likes to have a little toss associated with it, depending on how hungry he is. Each penguin has its own distinct little personality type, so we have to remember which penguin we're feeding and what their little idiosyncrasy is about eating the fish. Now, at this point, it looks like we're slowing down. I would like to say thank you all for coming to the aquarium, because your admission does help us take care of all of our animals. So for myself, Kelly, and all the penguins, we'd like to say thank you and enjoy the rest of your day here at the Aquarium of the Pacific. So there's different seasons where the penguins, there's a breeding season, there's a migratory season. Migratory season means that they're going to be spending a lot more time in the water and only come up onto our beach for food. If we were out where these animals would naturally be found off the coast of South America, they would be all in the water and not coming up on deck. They spend all of their time in the water. Here it's a little bit different because we want to make sure each penguin is getting enough food. We have them come up on deck to us. Once at the end of the day, if we think that they had eaten, everybody has eaten a lot of food, we'll go ahead and do what we call a scatter feed, where we'll put food in the water where they can actually chase it. But we have to be careful about that, because if you notice, I had some seagull friends up here that will actually steal the food from the penguins, and they can get quite close to the penguins, and they have a hooked beak as well, so they can, when they're going for the food, can actually hurt the penguins. So we're very cognizant of that when we're feeding, and we just want to make sure that it's nice and safe for our penguins.